Okay, this rich, decadent, downright irresistible chocolate peanut butter cake is a literal dream come true for chocolate and peanut butter lovers. It's made up of super moist and rich chocolate cake layers topped with the most creamy, not too sweet peanut butter frosting. Best of all, it's easy to make. So to start off, you want to preheat your oven to 180°C or 350°F conventional and grease two 8x3" cake tins. Today I'm using my homemade cake release to grease my tins, and then I'm also lining the bottoms of the pans with parchment paper. The cakes are quite fudgy and moist, so this just ensures that they come out in one piece. Set your cake tins aside for now, and next we're going to sift together our dry ingredients. So I've got 210 grams or 1 3/4 cups of plain all-purpose flour, 75 grams or 3/4 cup of cocoa powder. I would recommend using Dutch processed cocoa powder for a richer color, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of salt. And then using a whisk, give that a good mix until it's well combined and set it aside for now. Next, in a large bowl, you want to add in 200 grams or 1 cup of soft light brown sugar, 200 grams or 1 cup of white granulated sugar, 56 grams or 1/4 cup of melted unsalted butter, 105 grams or 1/2 cup of unflavored vegetable oil, I use canola oil, 180 grams or 3/4 cup of room temperature milk, 2 large room temperature eggs, and 2.5 teaspoons of vanilla. And then using a whisk, give that a good mix until it's well combined. Now next you want to add your pre-sifted dry ingredients to the wet ingredients, and then using a whisk, mix until just combined. You don't want to overmix, so just mix until the mixture is smooth. Now to finish off the batter, you want to add in 180 grams or 3/4 cup of strong hot coffee. So you can use espresso for this or instant coffee powder too, which is what I'm going to be using today. So I'm just going to add 1 tablespoon of instant coffee powder to 180 grams or 3/4 cup of hot water. And then you just want to give that a good mix and then add that to your batter. And then again, using a whisk, mix until just combined. You don't want to overmix it. So that is our batter all done. I honestly cannot tell you how incredible it smells. And now you just want to evenly distribute this into our 2 pre-prepared cake tins from earlier. Now once that's done, I just like to weigh my cake tins just to make sure that I have an even amount in each cake tin. And then you just want to drop the cake tins lightly on the counter once to remove any large air bubbles. And now these are going to go into the oven for 35 to 38 minutes or until a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean or with a few moist crumbs on it. So my cakes are all done now. They smell so good, and they have such a beautiful, deep, rich color to them. And now you just want to let them cool in the cake tins for about 20 minutes, just to give them a little bit of time to firm up. And then you want to run a thin knife along the edges to release the cakes from the cake tins and carefully turn them out onto a wire rack to completely cool. This chocolate cake recipe is honestly so soft and moist, and it just has the most wonderful tender crumb. Now while these cakes continue to cool, we're going to go ahead and make our super easy and so silky smooth peanut butter frosting. So to a large bowl, you want to add in 283 grams or 1 1/4 cups of room temperature unsalted butter, 300 grams or 2.5 cups of powdered sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla, 80 grams or 1/3 cup of room temperature heavy cream, 195 grams or 3/4 cup of smooth creamy peanut butter, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then using either a hand or stand mixer, first whip on a low speed just to allow everything to combine, and then turn up the speed to a medium high and whip for a full 10 minutes, scraping down the bowl halfway through. If you have a stand mixer, I would recommend using it for ease. I just didn't want to take mine out today. And make sure that you use the paddle attachment if you are using your stand mixer. So once you're almost done, if your frosting isn't light and fluffy, it just means that one or more of your ingredients was too cold. So just heat the buttercream up very gently in the microwave for like 5 to 10 second bursts until it's smooth in consistency, and then re-whip it. And then that is my super smooth and creamy peanut butter frosting all done. I promise you this is going to be one of the creamiest frostings you've ever had. So my cake layers are completely cool now, so we can start stacking this cake. So first I'm going to level the tops of the cake layers using a serrated knife so that they're nice and flat. This is just going to make it so much easier to stack and decorate our cake. Next I'm placing my first cake layer onto my cake stand and spreading out a generous amount of the peanut butter frosting on the top using my offset spatula. My next cake layer then goes on top, and again I'm spreading out a generous amount of frosting on the top, and then I'm also covering the sides as well. Now once the cake is fully coated in frosting, I then like to go in with my cake scraper and smooth out the edges, and then I use my offset spatula to bring that top lip of frosting into the middle of the cake so that I have some nice smooth edges. Now to finish off, I'm going to place my remaining frosting into a piping bag with a 1M piping tip on it, and I'm going to pipe some swirls on the top of my cake for a bit of extra deco. And then that is my beautiful chocolate peanut butter cake all done. This chocolate peanut butter cake is honestly out of this world delicious. The chocolate cake layers are so incredibly soft and flavorful, and that peanut butter frosting is one of the smoothest, creamiest frostings I've ever had. It is so just like soft and creamy. That super soft chocolate cake just goes so incredibly well with that ultra creamy peanut butter frosting. It just like literally melts in your mouth when you eat it. I'm honestly not even like a huge peanut butter fan, but this cake is just so good. And I love that the cake isn't overly sweet as well. It just has like the perfect balance between kind of like salty and sweet. So that is it for today, guys. If you do decide to give this beautiful chocolate peanut butter cake a go, then please do leave a review on my blog. It really helps my content out, and I absolutely love hearing from you guys. I'll see you in the next video.